Hey sports fans, welcome to another edition of EBC Sports International. This week's stories: Cowboy vs. Gaethje headline UFC Fight Night in Vancouver. Canada vs. USA play final warm-up game ahead of Rugby World Cup. And we also have some NHL preseason action and experience what it takes to conquer obstacle course racing. Hello everyone, I am Aljamain Santos, bringing you sports stories from around the globe. As UFC hosts fights around the world, Donald "Cowboy" Cerrone and Justin Gaethje headlined Fight Night in Vancouver, Canada. Paul Allegado takes us through the action.
Tonight marks the UFC's second fight card in Vancouver. The main event features Justin "The Highlight" Gaethje and Donald "Cowboy" Cerrone, both vying to be the next contender for the lightweight title.
The main event bout started tentatively as Donald Cerrone and Justin Gaethje showed respect for each other in the first minute. Cerrone started to open up with strikes as the round progressed, and Gaethje responded in kind. As the fighters got more comfortable in the fight, both traded punches and kicks. Near the end of the first round, Gaethje caught Cerrone stepping in and took advantage with a rocking right hand. As Cerrone fell to the mat, Gaethje continued to rain down punches until the referee stopped the bout with only seconds left, declaring Gaethje the winner by TKO. Cerrone took a few minutes to get up after the fight, but he showed no signs of immediate injury. He went over and congratulated Gaethje, then announced to the crowd how difficult it was to fight a friend. In the post-fight interview, Cerrone elaborated on that statement.
I guess you were going to pass the torch. It's cool to pass to someone that you knew and kind of trained and growing up, but on the second half, I don't feel like I'm passing the torch yet. I feel like, I wish more people in the sport were friendly. Do it for all the right things. You know what I mean? I remember my dad used to tell me when I was a kid, "Cowboy, I used to get in fights. Only you use your powers for good instead of evil. You can really do something with your life, And I'm like, oh, man. But now here I am trying to preach good word to people.
Gaethje was equally complimentary of Cerrone as a friend and fellow fighter.
Oh man, it's great, man. I'm a fan of MMA. I've been watching this for a very long time. He's been around for a very long time. Most wins, most finishes, most bonuses. He's a 1,000% sure to be a Hall of Famer. So yeah, to get that kind of credit means a lot.
After the fight, Gaethje made his case to fight current champion Khabib Nurmagomedov for the lightweight title. How does he think he would match up with Nurmagomedov?
He probably beats me if you put it on paper, but man, I hit so hard, I kick so hard, and I'm so athletic. I won't try and, the way you stop a takedown in wrestling is to meet force with force. You don't try to go away. Once you're on I won't touch the cage. If he's going to take me down, it's going to be in the middle, and he's going to get his leg kicked a few times before he even gets a shot off.
Gaethje came into this fight ranked number 5 in the UFC, and this win will likely propel him in the rankings. Time will tell if Nurmagomedov and the UFC will oblige.
The UFC continues to make an impact on the city of Vancouver, as thousands were entertained by the efforts of the fighters. Canadian fans have proven their love for the UFC, with hopes of more fights to be seen in the future. Paul Allegado, Eagle News, 1 with 25.
While the sport of MMA is brutal, it's always nice to see two fierce competitors show a level of mutual respect for one another. Thanks, Paul. With the 2019 Rugby World Cup hosted by Japan quickly approaching, Team USA and Team Canada met for a final warm-up match. Anthony Sevilla has the story.
Canada hosted the United States in the final tune-up match ahead of the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan later this month. It was a hard-fought battle between the two nations, but it was USA who came out on top, defeating Canada 20-15.
Canada were red hot coming out of the tunnel with 2 quick tries to start the match. It was a slow start for the Americans, who gave up plenty of penalties and errors, but USA would answer back with a few tries of their own, cutting the lead to just 2 to end the half. Team Canada were unable to capitalize on penalties and errors as they continued to draw closer to the goal line, but could not finish for a try. USA eventually would gain back momentum, coming back from a 12-point deficit to hold Canada until the final buzzer. Despite almost giving up a hard-fought match against Canada, USA showed their respect to the Canadians. They also shared their thoughts on what they needed to learn from the match as they look forward to the upcoming World Cup.
It did feel good to get a win. You know, it's a warm-up match before the World Cup, so working hard. Man, we've been in camp for quite a bit now, and just trying to get some good momentum. So we'll take the win, but a lot to work on. Canada, I think their crowd backed them, so they came out with a bunch of confidence. There's a lot of big hits in the first half. Felt like we were just absorbing all the pressure, and then second half try to get some tries in with the ball in hand. So
we can't be making errors like that and giving penalties away and giving teams like Canada field position where they can play and put us under pressure. And I think with respect, you know, in our pool, I think if we do that against the teams we're going to play against, it's going to be a very long night. So that's the lessons that we've got to learn out of tonight. It just seems that, you know, we get it right on occasions and then we slip back into a comfort zone. And I suppose all teams do that, but yeah, we've got a lot of work to do.
Canada showed their frustration after the loss, who as a nation have not beaten the United States since 2013. Despite the result, the Canadians were optimistic and mentioned the hard work that needs to be done in order to be successful.
Yeah, really frustrating. We're probably going to be happy when we think back to 5 or 6 weeks ago when we played them and the improvements we made, but we're still not quite at the place we want to be, and we don't have much time, so it's going to have to be a couple weeks of hard work and get ourselves in the right spot to hopefully tip over Italy. Yeah, the message is pretty clear. We need 2 wins, and we need to have a hell of a game against South Africa and New Zealand just to make ourselves proud. So it's pretty clear messages. We're all on the same page.
I think as a team you can tell that our preparation has been a lot better than it was for that first US game a month or so ago. You know, we're getting better each week, but it is just those little things that we need to improve on to make sure we go from second place to first place.
The pre-World Cup schedule for both nations come to a close as they will travel to Japan for the 2019 Rugby World Cup later this month. USA will compete in Pool C together with Tonga, Argentina, France, and England. The 21st ranked Canadians will have a much difficult road ahead as they compete in Pool B that features powerhouses South Africa and the New Zealand All Blacks. Anthony Sevilla, Eagle News, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Anthony. Hopefully this tune-up will allow both teams to advance far in the World Cup. When we return, we'll check out some preseason action as the NHL prepares for the season opener. And we'll go coast to coast to see what it takes to conquer obstacle course racing. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching EBC Sports International, and thanks for being with us for this week's episode. Now, as Major League Baseball prepares for the playoffs and with the NFL season in full swing, let's take a look at some preseason action as the NHL gears up for its season opener. Anthony fills us in from Rogers Arena.
Brandon Sutter's stellar performance helped the Vancouver Canucks defeat the Edmonton Oilers 4-2 Tuesday night at Rogers Arena. Making his preseason debut, Sutter ended the game as the leading scorer with 2 goals for the night. He explained how he felt in his return to the ice and the Canucks' focus heading into the regular season.
Tired. Yeah, tired. Very tired. Everyone's exhausted. I think it's been a tough. The first 3 days were exhausting, so guys are pretty sore, and yeah, it's just going to take a few weeks here to get used to it again. And it's a nice playing a game and kind of getting the contact going again, but definitely a little sore. But I think after a couple days we'll recover and feel better. We're still kind of scrambling a bit. It's still the focus has kind of been conditioning and getting our heart rates up a bit, less system stuff. So we'll kind of pick away at it through the preseason here.
The reigning Calder Trophy winner Elias Pettersson continued to impress everyone in his first game back this season, finishing the game with a goal and 2 shots on net despite being unhappy with his performance.
I wasn't playing that good today. I lost too many pucks to many turnovers, wasn't good in the face-off circle, but that's what preseason is for, to get used to hockey games again. So take it game by game and build on this.
Canucks head coach Travis Green thought otherwise.
Man, it was picture perfect in my eyes. I think Petey pressed a little bit, but that's all right. He got us a big goal, that's for sure. So there's always things that you learn, whether it's exhibition or regular season, and he's still a young guy and learning as he goes too.
This marked the first game back for many key players for both Vancouver and Edmonton. And with the end of training camp and preseason schedule just on the way, players will be looking to get back into playing form. Many players have already been sent back down to their minor league affiliates or to their junior clubs. But both coaching staffs will have a tough few weeks ahead, deciding on their final roster. The preseason continues as the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers play the second of a home-and-home at Rogers Place in Edmonton. Anthony Sevilla, Eagle News, 1/25.
Thanks for the update, Anthony. Have you ever wanted to go out of your comfort zone while experiencing teamwork, camaraderie, and accomplishment? Michael and Frendell take us along for their first Spartan race in Northwest Washington State. Here's the story.
Here in Washington State, we're always looking for new and fun ways to enjoy the outdoors. We found one activity that you may remember doing as a child. Obstacle course races. Now, the concept is still the same, but a lot more challenging than what you remember. These OCRs have been popping up all across the country. Obstacle course racing is a sport where participants traverse different obstacles and complete various physical tasks to finish a race. For our first venture into this, we decided to do the Spartan Run. At the start, you'll see groups of friends and teams as well as individuals all eager to test their strengths.
This is my first time. I'm actually pretty excited. Yeah.
In the beginning, my knees were shaking, my hands were shaking, but just knowing that my son's here, my friends, and everybody's so supportive.
And some not so eager.
I didn't want to do it actually. My friend goes, "Oh, you can do it, Zara," and I'm like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it? He said a 7, and I said, okay, sign me up. And then I started watching videos of what did I get myself into?
But once the race started, there's no turning back. This course consists of various obstacles such as monkey bars, Hercules hoists, javelin throws, as well as many other obstructions to test your might and resolve. And you're in the mud a lot. A lot. While slugging through the course is grueling, straining, and goofy,
You know, it's just for fun. You know, you have these regular racers, regular competitors. I just thought it'd be uplifting. Just, okay, you see a hot dog running down the course.
you can't doubt the fun and accomplishments you get out there, as well as strengthening friendships and making new ones as well.
You get people cheering you on the other side and they're just waiting for you, and all of them are super excited for you to finish, so it just feels that much more awesome when you're done. I think if you stick with your comfort zone, you know, you never really see what you're made of, and then, you know, when you meet new people and they inspire you, it's that much more rewarding.
There was a few people that came the second round that, you know, because I was a little behind, and they were actually pushing me, and they're like, you could do it just one step at a time. And it was really nice because once I got to the end and I got my medal, I found them again, and they're like, great job, you did so great, and then they're like, you made it happen. So it's really nice to know that even though it may not be people that you know, it's actually, these people are even motivated to motivate you.
And I just feel like this, with all these people, being with my dad, it's a whole new experience, and it was fun.
No, just going through the course, we were able to see and meet so many different people from different walks of life, different physical capabilities, able to just conquer the many obstacles. And just like our friends that we saw in the interviews earlier, just inspiring, Mike. Like, I'm even motivated to do the next run in April.
Oh, definitely.
I'm going to conquer tomorrow and the other days to come and really push my boundaries.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm super glad I did this. As you guys can see in the footage, A lot of the obstacles were really tough, but at the end of the day, it's about having the mental toughness, and I think we were able to overcome that today.
Indeed. That's it, guys, for now. I'm Frenzel Faharin.
And I'm Michael Hudson.
And we are one with 25.
Thanks, guys. This makes me want to go out for a run. Kind of. From Washington State, we head to Central Florida, where Spartan introduced its first ever Urban Series race. Now here's Jay Rasquitas with the details.
Weighted burpees, box jumps, and the gauntlet. These are all challenges in the Spartan Stadion Series that were implemented in the first ever City Series here in Kissimmee, Florida. Let's get the deets from athletes here at the Spartan City Sprint.
In an effort to break more city barriers, the Spartan Race continues its evolution of elite obstacle course racing. This year launched the first ever urban style series where contestants would experience running on pavements and natural terrain.
So this is the first of our urban series events, which is, trying to get people out from the communities. You don't necessarily need to bring your cars. You can just come out if you're local and whatnot. It's a very flat terrain race. We're using our stadium series event, which is a smaller trailer series, but the goal has always been to get people off the couch and to make people more active. Just trying to find different ways to really bring people into that, to make it more exciting, and finding different ways to keep people excited about it at the same time.
With the Spartan Race being a world-class product, runners from different walks of life became motivated after their first race.
This race attracted me really quick. Since the first race that I did, it was a super. Since that race, I was like, this is my thing. So if you haven't tried it, do your first one and trust me, you're gonna be addicted to this thing. This is the best thing ever. That's what I can tell you right now.
Whether they were seasoned or beginners, running solo or as a team, the Spartan Race gave them an extra push in the right direction.
I like seeing all the people of different ages and different fitness levels being able to do the same things that I do, so it kind of motivates me to be able to do that as well.
I've been working out my life, so I was like, what better way to do something than try something out like this? So I've been doing it now. I'm on my third trifecta.
And it looked fun, so I'm here to support him.
Signing off from the Osceola Heritage Park here in Kissimmee, Florida, I'm Jay Rasquitas, always one with 25.
Thanks, Jay. That's all for this week's edition of EBC Sports International. Be sure to join us for the next episode. But before then, make sure you visit our websites at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/eaglenews. It's been a pleasure, and we thank you for watching. I am Aljamain Santos, one with 25.